Hi, welcome to Connections with Stacy Levine Lavely. This time we have some really fun people in our midst. We have the Challenger baseball coaches from Shrewsbury, Massachusetts, and we are going to talk about the Challenger League. Want to make sure that everybody knows about it. We're looking for players. We're especially looking for buddies this year, and we will get into all those details. So thank you so much for joining us today. And I'm going to go around the table, and I'm going to have everybody introduce themselves, and that way you can get to know our team. So welcome.
Hi, my name is Alana Dion. I am one of the helpers with Coach Chip here.
You're a coach.
Well, I'm one of the coaches, but he's the coach.
Hi, I'm Chip Collins.
The coach.
I guess I'm the coach. I'm just Coach Chip. I am also the commissioner of the Challenger Division for the Shrewsbury Little League.
Is that my turn?
Yes, sir.
I'm Larry Christini. I am the one of the coaches and do most of the pitching to the batters when they're playing, and the bigger kids mostly.
Do you pitch well, Larry? Or
No,
is that,
no,
yeah, right,
I just
right.
pitch.
It's not well at all.
Make sure the kids have protective clothing on when Larry's pitching. I'm Coach Dan.
Really?
So I think sometimes. So usually I run around, make sure everyone's in good shape and doing what they're supposed to be doing, including Chip. So it's a fun time.
It is. It
So
really
there
is.
we go.
It really is. It's a great time.
All right, so I want to get the ball rolling to find out a little bit more about when did the Little League International add Challenger League to
To
their international divisions.
So back in 1989 is when the first Challenger Division was started by Little League International. They felt there was a need for diversifying their leagues between boys and girls, and then needed to add in some more inclusive play. So that's when it started back in 89. It was pretty neat.
So that's been a long time.
It's been around a while, yes.
So now what kind of inclusion is involved in the Challenger League?
So it's for players with intellectual and physical disabilities, ranging from ages 5 and up. It's what we open it up for. There's 2 divisions within the Little League. You have the Challenger Division, and you have the Senior Division. So the Challenger Division is pretty much 5 to 18 or 22 until they age out. And then the Senior Division starts at age 15, and there's no end date. So we have some older gentlemen or ladies that like to play as well, and it's no end date, which is great. So it's kind of fun that way to have some older players come out, and some of the older players are also become buddies as well. So it's kind of really neat that way.
Oh, that's awesome, yeah, because that's so hard when they kind of fall off the 22 into the adult services. There are so many fewer opportunities, especially for things that are more physical and things like that. So the kids do have kind of a tough time. And, a lot of them, and we're going to kind of get into this a little bit later, the communities and the friendships that they've created, it really kind of makes it hard for them. So that's kind of a huge piece. So tell me now, when did your local, the Shrewsbury actual division start?
So we started in 2014. And we started with 17 players, and it came to be because there was a need for, I had players that wanted to continue playing that had intellectual disabilities, particularly my friend Camden. He played on my instructional and t-ball team, and I was just kind of had him on my team to see what would kind of go on. He would just come up, hit off the tee, and run the bases. The first time that ever happened in our game, there was a moment. It was a very special moment that occurred at that time. My son ran the bases with him, and there was cheering going around all over the place. I won't embarrass. No, I will embarrass his mom. There was tears in her eyes because she always wanted her son to be a part of a team, and this was the first time he was part of a team. And the Shenovers are a strong team-oriented family, so this was the first time that Camden was on a team. So it was great to have that happen. And then he continued playing for the next few years. When you got to the minors where they started doing player pitch, it became a little bit more challenging for that, a little bit difficult. So that's when I said, well, did some research, and there's this Challenger division. I'm like, well, let's give this a whirl. And let's see if we can get this opened up to other people. And, the old saying is, that cliche thing, you build it, they'll come.
Definitely. Yeah, oh yeah, they're there. They're there, Chip. No doubt, yeah.
I built it, and they come. And they're still coming, which has been an amazing thing over the past 10 years. So to watch it grow from just 17 players to... This year we have 37 players. Yes, coaches.
I was
We
just
have
about to ask
We
you
have
that.
37
Wow.
players, ages from 5 to, I think my oldest one is 30.
It's got to be up there.
Yeah, it's close to 30, which is great. So
That's incredible.
Yep.
I mean, such a testament to the need that's out there. And that's why I'm so excited you guys are here, because I know it needs to spread even further. So many people want to do this. And I love the fact you said that your son helped Camden run those actual bases, because I think it really opens up the player and the buddy piece. So can you go about, and if your coaches want to jump in, I want to let everybody talk and what have you, but how does a player versus a buddy, what does that really mean, and how does it kind of play itself out in your particular team?
well, a player is someone with
There's not much of a difference,
it's
right?
a disability, but then you have your buddy that just assists them to help them bat, run, safety. Because sometimes an errant ball can run, so it's their safety to stop the ball to keep someone from getting injured. But the main time is to that socialization, to keep the game going. There has been some great friendships that have come on out of it that they just continue to keep on going, which is kind of neat in that way, because they just came together on a baseball field and now they still continue to have friendships. Or when they come back and they know they're going to play in the next season, they're excited to see each other. It is kind of neat.
And it's also, we've had the opportunity to watch some kids come up from elementary school as buddies and just watch their leadership skills grow. Mikey and Amai is a perfect example.
Yes, absolutely.
There's probably a 10-year age gap, but Amai jumps up and down at the thought of Mikey, who we've all coached since he was 10. And he's just an amazing buddy. And over the years, watching his own personal leadership skills grow was really pretty incredible.
Yes.
We've had several players too that made it from the young age and aged, well, if you want to call it aged out, but ended up coming back to help as buddies. And one of them specifically learned sign language
Yes.
just to help one of the guys play.
Brody.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it's just, where do you go? How do you do something like that? You can't say, well, you write it down, well, this one's going to do it. It doesn't work that way.
No.
This is all done out of love for what they're doing.
Yep.
That's amazing.
Sure.
Yeah. So Ethan was a player for a long time because he wanted to play baseball, and he was a player. Then he became a buddy, and he knew some sign language for Brody that has autism and he's deaf, and saw the need, and he took it upon himself to learn sign language to work with him.
Incredible.
And those two have a wonderful bond. And so, then Ethan became a coach. You're a coach, buddy. I mean, you surpassed me right now. But it's that type of thing. Of some of the buddies will go on and learn to do different skills, and even go into school to become special ed teachers, which is they never thought they would do that. And this has been an area for them to develop them themselves, to find themselves of who they are as a person. And just have the opportunity to also play baseball. I mean, baseball is a fun sport. It's slow at times, but I think that's what makes this sport work, because it gives that opportunity for socialization to occur right on the field in the moment. Because if you ever look at, when you go watch a game, buddies are sitting there and they're chatting with each other and they're talking, and that's what I love to see. I love watching them hit the ball and run around, but it's that whole conversation that they're having out there and just talking to one another. And, I really appreciate that, the most.
And it extends in the community too, Chip. I mean, I've been out and you see the buddies and players. They see each other out there. They say hi to each other. It's something really nice to see that I don't think they'd have that opportunity if you didn't present this. So That's pretty cool too.
It is kind of cool with that.
You always go out for dinner afterwards and
Yeah.
see everyone. And
Yeah.
it's really a lot of bonding moments, and helping these kids out to succeed is really, it's awesome to see.
It is fun. It is good to see them get together. I love Tuesday nights is our
yeah.
game. We have our practices, and then Dean Park Pizza is where everybody likes to go.
Yeah.
And they
Just
welcome
happens to be right.
If you can get a seat.
if you can get a seat. I mean, you know. So
Don't give away the secret. Everyone's going early.
yeah, but it's kind of nice to know that that's where everybody's going. That's after the practice. That's where people are going, and that's where they're hanging out. And it's within the community of Shrewsbury, and most of them are from Shrewsbury, so that's their community connection as well.
Yep.
So I love that part.
And that's really important that, they're able to kind of reconnect with businesses here, and that we're able to, keep things local and things like that is really important for the kids. And then people there get to know our kids, and I think that's really important as far as that goes. So for buddies, what are you looking for in buddies as, you're kind of trying to do some recruitment for this season? Hint, hint.
Warm bodies.
Yeah. It
Warm
doesn't-
bodies. We'll help them.
Right. You don't have
We'll
to have a
help them
skill
make
set, right?
And you don't
It's
even
really-
have to like sports.
You
It's
don't
not
have to-
about that.
No.
We had
If
one
you-
guy, I remember, he didn't know which hand to put his glove on.
Yeah,
But he was a buddy,
Yeah.
and he worked with Malcolm.
Yeah, that's right. He
It
did.
was
He did a
unbelievable.
great job. Yeah.
And he
it's
went on to school,
fantastic.
on to college to
Yeah.
work with special needs.
If you're interested and you want to know more, and like you think you're like, that might be cool or to try, and you come down on a Tuesday night and you're hanging out and watching. And we do have some buddies that are sitting back trying to figure out what's going on here, and that's great because get the lay of the land, see what's going on. I'm not going to match you up with a particular player. I like to let that naturally occur because players and buddies are going to kind of come to each other and they're going to work that way. And it's not forced at all. I mean, Mikey and I is one of those things. Ethan and Brody is another one. My son Ben and Zaid, they just have to be together. It's like, and Ben and Zaid went to school together and all the way through high school together, and they still remain friends. Zaid calls my son at least once a week, and they have conversations. I mean, that is just cool.
Nice.
I mean, first of all, Ben's at college, and he still takes that phone call from Zaid, and which I think is, and I
What
don't.
life's about.
And I never force this on none of my kids. That's the other thing is like, I'm going to do this, and if you want to be there, they come. So it's just kind of neat that, they just like to do that as well. And Chase and Camden are best friends. They still like to hang out together. Like
awesome.
the new Cars movie is going to be coming out, and Chase is already talking about going with Camden. I mean, Chase is 19. And he doesn't care. Like, he just that's my friend. I'm going to go do what he likes to do. And I think that's the coolest thing in the world. Like, it just becomes freedom. It's no, they don't care who's looking.
Right.
Like that character, like, when no one's looking, that's how you're acting. There, it's all character right there. Everybody's just being who they want to be and having fun. And these coaches here make it enjoyable. And we try to make it very welcoming. There's a lot of goofing around. I mean, don't get it.
We do have a lot of fun, and one of our biggest rivals is Northborough. The guys over there are incredible.
Yes.
We do have a lot of fun, and
We compete
we get
for
it
the
done.
for the fun too.
Oh, for
Absolutely.
sure.
I mean, Northborough says they're the winningest team in Challenger history. Okay, you can say that, but I know who really is the winners here. I mean, Shrewsbury has been winning. If we want to go by sheer numbers, we're winning. I mean, so there we have it.
Well, and I love the fact, too, that when we are playing, when Shrewsbury does play other teams, it's, in some sports, if you don't have enough players on your team, you automatically have to forfeit. And I love the fact that in Challenger, we don't do that.
Or
we
anything
just
that we
have
all
anyone
collectively coach together.
Yeah, we just lend people
just give
to
them
other
Jaden.
teams, and we give them Jaden, or we give them, and we're not even afraid to give them our best players. I mean, the bottom line is we just want everyone, and I know Alana, you say this quite frequently, is that we want to give each child that moment in each game that they're just held up and revered for who they are, whatever that is.
There might have been some trades here and there for different players and towns and
And
stuff.
we always give
Thank you,
Northborough our
Chip.
best players
Yeah,
just to make
thanks,
them
Chip.
look better.
See, that's what it was. That's why
what
they
it
win
is.
all the time.
Yeah, I mean, so Northborough's always
just
trying to
leave them
steal, my player Krish, and then Krish is like, oh yeah, what are they? He plays it for the swag. What type of shirt can he get out of the league? I'm like, all right, Krish, you go ahead and leave. But then he comes back to us. But
When
also,
you offer him pizza.
yeah, and having also then we had just recently we had Westboro and Grafton join in, which has been another awesome opportunity for this to grow. It's just great to see other towns starting to embrace it.
Yeah.
And it's fun, and then we all enjoy when we have to play each other. We all try to when the teams play. We do play each other, but it comes together collectively as 4 towns, and there's a good 100+ people out there. It is controlled chaos.
Very true.
Control it pretty well.
The week.
It does. But I think just having that and all the other coaches and the rivalries we have with our coaches and the way we can banter back and forth, I think that's what makes it a lot more comfortable with that. And I think that also puts our buddies at ease. Like
I would say, bottom line, we're actually there for the kids.
yeah.
You're not there to win. You're not
No,
there
it's
to
just
like.
an absolute
It's really just to have a good time, so they socialize and.
One of the
and
stories I love to
opportunity.
tell is,
Yeah.
I'm standing there one time, we had a home game, and we had people all over the place. We had 3 fields going, and it was just,
So every Saturday.
Every
and
Saturday.
Chip was
yeah.
like, freaking
works
out,
out.
chaos, and everything. Grabbed them on the side, I stood between the 3 fields, and I said, Chip, just look around. There's cars in the parking lot, there's no place to park. There's people lined along the fences. I said, the kids are playing. This is your fault.
Yeah.
It was something that he brought together. He worked hard to do this, and it's something that I remember the moment like it was yesterday. It was just one of those things.
Huh? I do get emotional about this. I do.
I respect it.
I get emotional about it because of it's not about me and it's never been about me. It's always been about the kids. And then to have, I never ask anybody to coach with me. That was the other thing. I was like, people just kind of came to me. It just happens. And I think that's how I let this naturally occur, with buddies and everybody. It's just, okay, who wants to help out? And I got...
You got stuck with us?
I am stuck with that. But it is nice to have, coaches that have a similar mindset of myself. And our other coach, John Doobie, which, has no
skin in the game.
None. No kids in the league or anything, and loves to come and help out. And
puts his time in.
he just loves it and loves to be with the kids. And, he loves the game of baseball, and he does a great job with it. And, it's our first year we had Challenger, our families went on vacation. So the Cheneverts, the Collinses, and the Doobies went on vacation, and down in Outer Banks. This was crazy. So we all go. Camden walks up the stairs to this house, and he sees me, and he's like, "What is going on here?" And he sees Chase and Ben and everybody, and then John Doobie comes around. I thought Camden was going to, he had no idea. It was like, woo! He went off. Here's his, these are his people. He just sat down and on the couch. He's like, I have all my people here. And it was just that because it just naturally was, okay, we all got together. The families love to get together, and it was just great. And Camden was like, you're all here for me. That's what he was thinking. I know he was.
Yeah,
I know he
absolutely.
was.
His support circle.
Yeah,
For
yeah.
sure.
So.
For sure.
And that's a good point. This is all about family.
Yeah, it is.
You create a huge
Yeah,
family.
it is
and
definitely a support
37
system.
people and
And you
similar
started,
interests, yeah.
and you started with, this is, baseball. You're going to teach the kids baseball, get them out on the fields, but
It had
it's
nothing to do
grown
with baseball.
to so much more at this point because, like you're saying, with the families, it's become a whole community in and of itself. And I love how he just told me earlier off camera how we're called the wine and cheese moms.
I refer to them, well, obviously, so,
Is it Randy the wine and everyone else the cheese?
yes, that's different. Randy, we love you.
Hi,
we love you.
Randy.
Randy, I love you. Randy and Jaden and John, thank you very much. My biggest thing for when this all started was to give parents that opportunity for them to watch their child participate in a sport.
To watch.
To sit back. If I
Enjoy.
could, in my mind, I said, if I can give you an hour or two where you can sit back and maybe relax, because I know the parents with students, with children with special needs, they're on 24. There is no time down. But if I can give you 2 hours to sit back, relax, and socialize amongst other families, to give you that time to talk, to vent, to wine and cheese. But I do refer to them as my wine and cheese group, and I say my wife's in charge of the wine and cheese. She always forgets the wine and cheese, but she's there. But she's listening to what's going on and wants to be able to facilitate like a time for you to talk. And there's sometimes some topics come up like, oh, how are things with your child in school? How are your battles with the school system? These are important conversations, and giving them the avenue to have that conversation is great. And then other things come out of it, and I have a resource. I can call this person in, and we can talk to them. And now it's become a whole different thing. It is a community, and that's what I love about it. Everybody's there for a good time. It really is a
And
good
that's,
time.
you come to a home game and you look around and all of a sudden it's 400 or 500 people.
Oh, yeah.
With the kids, the
Yeah.
buddies, the parents of the buddies come to watch them.
Yeah.
And everybody's participating.
Teachers.
Oh, it's
and
unbelievable.
Yeah.
Paras and
It's
And the Little League, the Little League has been absolutely
Yes.
extremely supportive. Shrewsbury Little League has been unbelievable.
they've been incredible. When I first pitched the idea of can we do this? They're like, all right, yes, go for it. They said, one of the biggest things, like you need sponsors. I'm like, fine, I got my sponsors on and everything. But now as it has gone on, they're like, just keep on doing. And sponsors will come and we'll figure out. We have a new sponsorship guy now that is really trying to figure out how to highlight some of the Challenger stuff, which is a unique thing of what. So there's going to be some unique things going to come out of it this season, like a player of the game, or a player of the week. So there's going to be some things. There's going to be social media posts and all that. So I'm really looking forward to these type of things that have come forward. But yeah, and thanks to your company as being a huge sponsor to us now, Atypical Rental. What is it?
Travels.
Travels. Excuse me.
Atypical Travels.
Atypical Travels
Yeah.
is important. And yes, it's on the back of these shirts. But I want to get it a little bit more, and I'm going to say that I'm going to get you a banner to put up at the games. So it's there so people can talk about that, because your company caters to this population. So it just makes
big thing.
it's a big thing. So that, again, bringing you more into the family and adding another layer. I mean, the layers that keep on getting added to it is incredible.
And I love that you say that, because now how has things changed? Because I know this is something we did want to talk about from when this started as just kind of like a seed in your head with, Little League, and now you've grown it. Here it is 10 years later. What do you find has changed since then as far as the division, Shrewsbury, what have you?
We have just grown tremendously as like we just started as a small division to now that we have 2-3 teams within our own town, and now we have an additional older group. So with it growing that much, it just means that some towns have Challenger that don't play other towns. They have it within their own towns, and they'll play each other. We have the opportunity of playing outside. We could play within ourselves, but we also get to play other towns, and then trying to find other towns to play, and talking to other Little Leagues in the area, saying, you can do this. The need is there. You just have to find the person that's willing to go for it. And the reward is the reward. It is just an amazing feeling of just watching it happen, in friendships and all around baseball.
We have banana baseball for kids. I don't know if you ever watched any of the banana
Savannah
baseball.
Bananas.
It's awesome stuff.
Love
but
them.
we have it for the kids. We all goof around. The kids have fun, and we all do the same things. It's just we don't have the music.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
the fancy
Although
yellow
we have
ribbon.
the
That could change
We
this
do
year.
have the night game. We will have a night game this year. We had a night game last year for our older players, and we'll have another night game. And we'll have walk-up songs. We'll have color commentary.
Terrifying people, terrifying.
Kilts.
Gonna wear kilts?
Wear kilts this
Just
year?
Larry.
Yeah.
Just Larry's wearing the kilt
I
this
got
year.
it. I'm backing
No, no.
him.
No, I'll wear a kilt.
Yeah.
I will wear a kilt as well.
You don't have to, please.
You gotta wear
Please.
one though.
He's gonna wear the socks.
I do have special socks.
Oh, you do have
really
special
do
socks, absolutely.
And if you want to know what my special socks are, you have to come to a game to find out.
show
my
them.
Find
special
out.
Show 'em,
Yep,
yeah.
there we go.
It's $20 every time you show them, right?
Yes, yes,
That's
$20.
right.
It is a painful shot.
They might give you 40 after they see
Yeah,
it.
exactly. They may. They may.
They'll
Again,
be
this
on
is-
eBay at the end of the season. No,
yeah,
I'm just kidding.
exactly.
Unwashed.
Actually, those socks could be for sale. Would be a promotion.
Oh, it could be a
Yeah,
promotion.
yeah.
Yeah. Huh.
Okay, we like that. Now, what do you feel that the current needs right now for the division are?
Buddies.
Buddies.
We need
Buddies.
buddies.
Always
Okay.
buddies.
And I have out on the community post and on social media, there's buddies that are needed. But if you can email me at Shrewsbury Challenger at gmail.com. Just send me an email. I will gladly get you hooked up. Registering through me is a lot easier than going through the website. I have to work that out. I just want to know if you're interested, and then we'll have you come down and come down to a game.
And our other towns need help with buddies as
Yeah.
well. It's not just us.
It's
Yeah.
not us. It's across. Like,
They grow through it.
yeah.
Like
Right.
our kids do.
Yeah, they go to college and
go to
have
college.
other commitments, so
Yeah.
absolutely.
And some of them do come back. We welcome them back all the time.
Now, are there ages for the buddies that you need them to be? Are there like minimums and maximums, or?
All inclusive.
All inclusive. I mean,
Cool.
I do like to say 7th grade and up, but I do love when there's a classmate
Yeah.
and they want to be there. That's what I want to foster. That is the key right there, because that's where the friendship is going to be. When you're in the classroom and then you just, it carries through on the field, off the
Yeah.
field, and then continues through. There was one of, early on when we started with Camden in instructional, Rory, he was his kid, and he was in, I think 3rd or 4th grade, and he was talking to Camden about a game, and he said, my teammate, and the teacher was like, what do you mean he's your teammate? Like, really looked puzzled at it, like, how can he be your teammate? He goes, he's my teammate, he's on my team, and he hits home runs all the time. And the teacher was like, she couldn't wrap her head around the whole idea, and Rory was like, he's my teammate. End of story.
And that's
Like,
that.
that was it. Like I don't know what else you want me to tell you. Like, this is it. And their friendship, and they would run the bases together or do whatever they wanted to. And that's the type of things, in school, talking to, their friends, and we have a wide variety of disabilities, but communicating is. You'll figure out how to
It's
communicate.
key. It's key.
You can figure out how to communicate.
And Camden is nonverbal, so to communicate is difficult.
Right.
Especially when he was
Absolutely. Absolutely.
He let you
Sound
know.
good.
Oh, there is a way of communicating.
So I
Yes.
want to make sure that we, everybody, we're going to have the contact information for Chip on the on this right now. So take a peek at the screen, write things
can I say
down,
one
make
thing?
sure you
I know
get
we're out of
everyone.
time.
I know we are.
We need sponsorships too. Those are always
Sponsorships.
welcome.
Doesn't
Chip's
hurt.
not gonna
Absolutely.
say it, but if anyone wants to make personal donations or sponsorships, we'd love to have you.
Absolutely.
Sorry.
That's
Go ahead, you can
okay.
wrap
So we need to wrap things up. I want to thank everyone from
Yay.
Shrewsbury Challenger for coming out and to hang out with us.
take your mask
And of course, you all know Jagger.
Hello, Jagger. How are
So
you?
say bye.
Can you say goodbye?
And remember to keep unity in the community. Have a great week.
Thank
Bye.
you, Stacy.
Thanks, Stacy.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.